نعمتك وصل على سيدنا Birimiz Bilal Habeş radıyallahu anh Efendimizin ve alel husus bu caminin bahanesi ve bugüne kadar içerisinden gelmiş geçmiş imam ve zin kaynılarının ve kahve ehli imanın ervahı SahibulSaif Şeyh Abdulkerim Kibrisi Rabbani Hazretleri için Allah rızası için El Fatiha. Euzubillahimineşşeytanirracim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. İnnallâhe ve melâiketehu yusallûne alen-nebi. Ya eyyühellezîne âmenû sallu aleyhi ve sellimû teslîmâ.
Allahümme salli ala seyyidina Muhammedin ve ala ali seyyidina Muhammed.
Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber.
Allahu Ekber.
Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. Eşhedü en la ilahe illallah. Eşhedü en la ilahe illallah. Eşhedü enne Muhammeden Resulullah. Eşhedü enne Muhammeden Resulullah. Hayya ale's-salam. Hayya ale's-salam. Hayya alel-felah. Hayya alel-felah. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. La ilahe illallah.
La ilahe illallah. Sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem. Elhamdülillah. Elhamdülillah. Elhamdülillahi Rabbil alemin. Ve salatu ve selamu ala Resulina Muhammedin ve ala alihi ve sahbihi ecmain. Nahmedullah Teala ve nastağfir ve eşhedü en la ilahe illallah vahdehu la şerike leh ve eşhedü enne seyyidina Muhammeden abduhu ve habibuhu ve resuluh sallallahu aleyhi ve ala alihi ve ezvacihi ve sahabi tabi Khalifah Raşidil Mahadin min ba'di ve zemmeti ala tahkik hususan minhu alameti Khalifah Rasulü ala tahkik Umara'l müminin Hazreti Abubekir ve Umar ve Osman ve Ali ve ala bakir sahabe tabi'in ridvanullah Teala aleyhim ecmain. Ya eyyuhal mu'minul hazirun ittakullah Teala ve ati'inallaha ma'allezine tekallezine hum muhsinun. Elhamdülillahi Rabbil alemin ve salatu ve selamu ala eşrafil enbiya ve mursalin Seyyidina Mevlana Muhammedin ve ala alihi ve sahbihi ecmain. All praises are due to Allah, Lord of the universes. All praises are due to Allah, who is the creator of the heavens and the earth and all that is between them. All praises are due to Allah, who created the sun, the moon and the stars and set them in their orbits. All praises are due to Allah, who created our father Adam alayhi salam with his divine hands. All praises are due to Allah, who has honored the children of Adam. All praises are due to Allah, who sent the most honored one in divine presence, Sayyidina Muhammad alayhi wasalam, as the mercy to the universes. And may all peace and blessings be upon the guest of the Miraj, the rider of the Burak, the possessor of the Maqam al-Mahmud, the one who went beyond Sidratul Muntaha, the one who attained the Qaba Qawsain, Sayyidina Muhammad alayhi wasalam, and upon his noble family and blessed companions. May peace and blessings be upon the four Khulafa Rashidin, Hazreti Abu Bakr Siddiq, Hazreti Umar Farooq, Hazreti Osman al-Ghani and Hazreti Ali al-Murtaza, and all those who follow them until the last day. Ya ayyuhal mu'minun, O believers, welcome to you on this day of Jummah, the last Jummah of the month of Rajab Shahrullah. By next week, if Allah gives us life, inshallah Rahman, we will reach into the month of the Holy Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, the month of Sha'ban. But one of the greatest blessings that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us in this month, it comes at the end of this month. A night that shows the tremendous love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for His Habib, Sayyidina Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. The 27th of Rajab, Laylatul Mi'raj. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is describing what happened that night in two places in the Holy Quran. In Surah Al-Isra, He describes the Isra, or night journey. He says, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Glorified is He who took His servant by night from Masjid al-Haram to Masjid al-Aqsa, whose surroundings we have blessed to show Him of our signs. Indeed, He is the hearing, the seeing. Sadaqallahu al-Azim. And Surah Al-Najm, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, by the star when it goes down, your companion, Muhammad, is neither astray nor being misled. Nor does he say anything of his own desires. It is no less than inspiration sent down to him. He was taught by one mighty in power, endued with wisdom. For he appeared in stately form while he was in the highest part of the horizon. Then he approached and came closer and was at a distance of but 2 bow lengths or even nearer. So did Allah convey the inspiration to His servant, conveyed what He meant to convey. The heart did not lie in seeing what it saw. Will you then dispute with Him concerning what He saw? For indeed He saw Him at a second descent, near Sidratul Muntaha, beyond which none may pass. Near it is the garden of abode. Behold, Sidratul Muntaha. Sidratul Muntaha was shrouded in mystery unspeakable. His sight never swerved, nor did it go wrong. For truly did he see of the signs of his Lord, the greatest. Sadaqallahu al-Azim. This is the manner in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has described the night that He invited Sayyid al-Kawnayn, Hazrat Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, into His divine presence. The believer must want to know about this night. The believer's heart must be jumping to understand what was the situation of the Mi'raj. What was happening when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called the Holy Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam? What were the events that happened during Mi'raj? The seerah, the history of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, it is the foundation of the Muslim's belief. Because if a man does not know the Holy Prophet ﷺ, he cannot know Islam. The life of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, it is the map for the believers. Without it, they will not know which way they are walking. And the believer who looks at the conditions that are surrounding that night, they will see that the Holy Prophet ﷺ was in the hardest of conditions. For more than 10 years, he had been calling the people of Mecca, saying to them, say La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah. And those people, his own tribe, his own family, who used to love him, who used to honor him, they rejected the truth. They cursed at him, they abused him, and they tortured his followers for more than 10 years. And the Holy Prophet ﷺ, he just carried it with patience. And he taught his followers to have patience. They used to place thorns on the road he was walking on. They used to dump the insides of the camel on his head. They used to make fun of him and call him a liar in front of the Kaaba. But still he said to them, O my people, say La ilaha illallah. And finally, the Quraysh said, we are kicking you out of our society. Nobody can talk to you or buy from you or sell to you. You cannot live with us. Go live in the desert. And so the believers lived on the outskirts of Mecca during this time the two people who had supported him the most, they were taken from him. The father of Hazrat Ali, Abu Talib radiallahu an, died because of the harsh conditions of the ban against the Muslims. Abu Talib, he has supported the Holy Prophet ﷺ against the rest of the Quraysh in every situation. And he passed from this world. His wife, Hazrat Hatijah, she also passed. His first wife, the mother of his children, the one who supported him after he first saw Jibreel ﷺ in the cave of Hira, she also passed from this world. And yes, the Holy Prophet ﷺ, the master of the first and the last, he became sad during this time. That is why this year is called the year of sorrow. And sometime before the Mi'raj, he went to the city of Taif to invite the people to Islam. They were also his cousins, but they rejected him. And they sent little children out in the streets to throw stones at him until blood poured into his shoes. He later related in a hadith sharif saying, that day of Taif was worse for me than the day of Uhud. That was the most difficult point of my life. So this was the condition at the time of the Mi'raj. And the day before Mi'raj, the Holy Prophet ﷺ was sitting by himself at the Kaaba, just making zikr. And Abu Jahl came with all of his helpers and he said, and he saw the Holy Prophet ﷺ sitting by himself. And he said, I'm going to hurt him today. So he walked right up to the Holy Prophet ﷺ's face and he said, Ya Muhammad ﷺ, are you a prophet? And the Holy Prophet ﷺ, sitting by himself in front of the Kaaba, looked at Abu Jahl, his own uncle, and said, yes, I am a prophet. Abu Jahl looked with arrogance and said, how are you a prophet? And you're all by yourself. Why don't you have followers and servants? If there was going to be a prophet, it would have been me. Look at how many people I have with me. And with that, he walked away. Then 7 other chiefs of Quraysh came. And they all did the same thing. And this made the Holy Prophet ﷺ very sad. Not because they made fun of him, but he said, I have been calling them for 12 years and they still don't understand that a prophet doesn't need servants or helpers. A prophet only needs revelation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the order to spread the haqq. And that night the Holy Prophet ﷺ went to sleep with that sadness. But he was not alone. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was with him. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wrote his divine name with the name of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. Allah does not leave his Habib alone. And he said to Jibreel ﷺ, my Habib, whom I have chosen above all of creation, is sleeping with sadness in his heart. From the words of the unbelievers, go and invite my beloved. And Jibreel ﷺ took the Burak from its garden in paradise and came down to the earth. The Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying, I had fallen asleep, my eyes were closed, but my heart was wakeful. Suddenly I heard the voice of Jibreel in my ear, and I sat up, and we were face to face. He spoke to me, saying, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends you his greetings of peace and invites you to come with me. I will carry you along, for Allah wishes to shower upon you with all of his blessings. Of those that have gone before you, none has ever attained to such blessings, nor will anyone who are to come after you ever will attain to it. And the Holy Prophet ﷺ went on the night journey to Masjid al-Aqsa. And what happened there? He led all the prophets in prayer. They were waiting for him, greeting him as he arrived at the masjid. And they were reciting the salawat of the prophets. The salawat al-ummiyah, saying, Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin Nabiyil Ummi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallim. And who was giving that salawat? Adam alayhi salam, Nuh alayhi salam, Ibrahim alayhi salam, Musa alayhi salam, Isa alayhi salam. All the prophets standing in attention, showing that they had submitted before the light of the Holy Prophet alayhi wasalam. And the Holy Prophet alayhi wasalam, out of that humility before Allah, began to recite the takbir, saying, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah wa Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, walillahil hamd. And then he led 124,000 prophets in prayer. From there he ascended on the Raf into the heavens, and the Holy Prophet ﷺ was the guest of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He saw all of the paradises and the inhabitants of the paradises. And he was taken around the universes to be shown as the chosen of Allah, the beloved of Allah. These incidents that happened, they are endless. But the Holy Prophet ﷺ, he did not just go to visit the 7 paradises. After he went to the 3rd paradise, he began to see the punishments of hellfire. And even before he reached the Jahannam, he saw a group of huge angels who were punishing people by beating them with sticks until they fell apart. These people would then be put back together and the punishment would continue. Jibreel alayhi salam said, Ya Rasulullah, these are the people from your nation who were zalims, tyrants. They will be punished like this until the day of judgment. And those tyrants, they were making a tasbih repeatedly, saying, Glory to him who is above the tyrants. Glory to him who attacks the attackers. Glory to him who takes revenge on those who disobey him. The Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying that then he saw the door of the hellfire and he saw the guardian angel of the hellfire. And the Holy Prophet ﷺ asked to look into Jahannam. The angel opened a hole the size of a needle through the door. The Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying a smoke came out from that tiny hole. And if that smoke came out for 1 hour, the whole heavens and earth would have been filled with it, and the light of the sun and the moon would have been put out. The angel cleared the smoke and said, Look through this hole and see hell. The Holy Prophet ﷺ saw the 7 layers of Jahannam stacked, one on top of another. He said, ﷺ, I did not have the strength to look at the extreme punishments in the lowest level of hell, so I only saw the first level, where my ummah was being punished. What were the punishments that he saw? He said, I saw a group of people who were ripping their flesh from their flanks and placing it in their own mouths, trying to hide it. But the attendants of hell would force them to eat it. I asked who they were and was told, they are those from your ummah who criticize and put other people down, the people who backbite and spread hurtful gossip, the people who wink and make fun of others and make fun of people with their hands, lips, eyebrows, or eyes. May Allah protect us from that. And he said, I saw a group of people who were suffering the worst punishments out of any group. Some were being stuck on poles of fire and their flesh would boil and drop off until only their bones remained. Then their flesh would grow back again and they would be punished like that again. I asked, who are these people? The angel of hell said, these are the people that when they were alive and healthy, they neglected their prayers and they abandoned worship. And may Allah protect us from that. The Holy Prophet ﷺ saw this on the night of Mi'raj. And he was seeing his ummat in that hellfire. And this is just the first level of hellfire. Understand that yes, the night of Mi'raj is a night of specialness and mercy to the Holy Prophet ﷺ. But the Holy Prophet ﷺ never forgot about his ummat. He knew what he was going to see in the hellfire. But he still asked to see, because he wanted to pray for us. He wanted to pray for you and for me. He was not going through the Mi'raj just wanting to rush to meet Allah. He wanted to go to Allah and ask for his ummah to be saved. If we want to call ourselves from his ummah, if we want to say that we're doing his work, then we must be the same. We must be caring for the ummah. We must be putting the ummah before we put ourselves. We must be putting what we want for ourselves aside and put the ummah and the service of the ummah first. Then we can call ourselves as walking in the footsteps of Rasulullah ﷺ. And Holy Prophet ﷺ, after he saw the hellfire, he began to cry. He began to cry for his ummah. And Jibreel alayhi salam and Mikael alayhi salam and all the great angels, they started to cry too. And they all begged for mercy for the ummah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, "O my beloved, for the rank you hold in divine presence, your prayer is answered and your intercession is granted. So be easy, because on the day of judgment, I will give you a special station of intercession, and I will spare as many sinners as you ask for until you say it is enough. Because we have chosen your nation above all other nations, and I've made you their intercessor. So intercede for whomever you wish, I will accept your dua." O believers, that is our Holy Prophet ﷺ. Send salawats on that Prophet. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin wa sallim. And yes, the Holy Prophet ﷺ came into the divine presence. And he went beyond the Sidratul Muntaha. He came to the Qaba Qawsain, the two bows' lengths or nearer, and the Habib and the Mahbub, they had their meeting. But understand that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala complained about us in the Mi'raj night. Our Shaykh, SahibulSaif, Shaykh Abdulkerim Kibrisi Rabbani is saying, do you know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has complained about this nation, the nation of Muhammad, in the night of Mi'raj to his Prophet? When the Holy Prophet ﷺ was in the Mi'raj, Allah is complaining to his Prophet saying, "O Muhammad ﷺ, your nation, I'm going to give them orders to do today's order, but they are going to worry for tomorrow what I'm going to give to them risk. I didn't ask them to do tomorrow's worshipness, tomorrow's duty for today, but they are going to be busy in the prayer time. Every time, even if they are in my way, they are going to be busy thinking what I'm going to eat, what I'm going to drink. How is my dunya going to be tomorrow?" And they are not going to be able, they are not going to be successful even carrying that daily little things that I've given to them, which is going to be blessings to them. So this is what they are going to be worrying. Even in the prayer time, they're going to be worrying what's going to happen tomorrow. So what I say to them to do, they're going to run in that way to do, but even when they are doing it, they're going to be busy with their dunya. They're going to be so sad. Is that what's happening, O nation of Muhammad? If you didn't realize it up till now, when you come to prayer next time, look at what you are busy with. Because if you are not busy with that, if you are really busy with Allah, this time the door of sainthood is going to open to you. Because it is not too many nominees this time. Nominees all running for dunya, asking for the pleasures and the richness of dunya in the way of Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, so this is what your nation is going to be busy with, Ya Muhammad. Your nation is going to be busy while I'm giving them everything. They are going to turn around being thankful once, to others, they are not going to be a thankful servant to me. O believers, we should not make our Holy Prophet ﷺ to hear these words about us from our Lord. Be thankful servants. These are the days of Allah. Show your thankfulness. Show your thankfulness by using the blessings Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us for His service. That is the true thankfulness of the servant. And when Holy Prophet ﷺ came back from Mi'raj, it was a test for the believers because the Quraysh began to make fun of him. They are saying, Muhammad is saying he went to Qudus and to the heavens and came back in one night. And many people who were Muslims that time, they left the Holy Prophet ﷺ because they could not believe such a thing. But they went to Hazrat Abu Bakr and said to him, did you hear what your friend is saying? Hazrat Abu Bakr listened and said, did he really say that? And the unbelievers said, yes, he is saying that. Hazrat Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu said, whatever he says, I believe him. And it was that time that Hazrat Abu Bakr was given the title from the heavens of Al-Siddiq, the truthful one. We are on the Siddiqi way, the OSMANLI Naksibendi way. That is our rahbar, our guide. That is an example for us for how we must treat the inheritors of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, how we must treat our Shaykh. The Mi'raj is not a story for us to listen to once a year, then not think about. The Mi'raj is to make us to understand the reality of our Prophet. It is to make us to understand his sacrifices. It is to make us to understand that the pleasure of Allah, it comes through sacrificing. That is the way of Rasulullah ﷺ. That is the way of Siddiqul Akbar. And that is the way of Hazrat Hussein. It is the way of our grand sheikhs. It is the way of the Ottomans. And it is the way of SahibulSaif. In this Mi'raj, we should make the intention to walk on the road of sacrifice, to be in that sacred caravan. That time, inshallah Rahman, we will go to the destination that they are going. Ameen. Astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah lazim alazi la ilaha illa wa al-hayyul qayyum wa atubu ilayhi. لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد كل شيء قدير لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد كل شيء قدير لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد كل شيء قدير لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك كنت من الظالمين لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك كنت من الظالمين لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك كنت من الظالمين سبح قدوس ربنا رب الملائكة والروح سبح قدوس ربنا رب الملائكة والروح سبح قدوس ربنا رب الملائكة والروح إن ديننا عند الله الإسلام قام الصلاة اللهم صل وسلم
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر لا إله إلا